it's Emma, and today we are going to be learning how to draw joy and anger from inside out. This tutorial might go a little quick, so feel free to pause at any time. For this activity, you are going to need some paper, a pencil and eraser, and coloring supplies. Alright, starting off, we are going to be drawing Joy, and we're going to start with her eyes. One eye will be a oval, and one will be a kind of elongated semicircle. And we are creating her pupils and a line over that for her iris. We're creating a small nose and a smile. Finishing off her facial features, we are going to create a circular half circle almost. We are going to continue with these sharp edges of her hair, and the lines are going to continue from the lines of the circle. So we're going to create a closed shape. And I'm just adjusting the face shape right here. Moving on, we're going to start with her hair, and we are creating a sharp edge over there for the edges of her hair. Adjusting some of the hair here. A little straight piece of hair at the top, and we're going to start with the ends of her kind of ponytail. And these ends are going to be pointy as well, and we're going to close off her hair. Now we're going to draw her neckline of her dress, her shoulders, the body of her dress, and her arms. We're going to do the outside of her arms first, and then the inside. And this is just a triangular shape. And do a small little triangle at the end of her arm for the hands. Again, her second arm. I'm just going to adjust my mistakes. Now her legs and her little feet, her second leg, which I will once again adjust, and her last foot. Now we're going to color, and if you can see, I added a belt to her dress. And I'm just going to go in with this peachy tone and color in her face, her arms, and her legs. Now we're going to take a lighter blue, and go over her hair. And outline those edges with a darker blue. Now I'm going to color in her dress with this green color. Finally, we're going to take our markers and start to outline all the shapes within her body. So we're going to outline her dress, the dress belt, her hair, and this is going to give the drawing a good finished look. It's going to really complete and give your drawing some contrast. So now we're going to take a Sharpie and we're going to outline all the shapes within the drawing. And once again, this is going to really make your drawing pop and stand out. And there you go. Here's your finished joy. Let's move on to our anger drawing. So we're going to start off with his eyebrows, and it's going to kind of be this V shape with curves at the end, and then our eyes. It's kind of going to look like some sunglasses. His eyeballs, so a circle and a small circle within that circle. The upper part of his eyebrow arch. The top of his mouth, and this is going to be a wavy line. The bottom of his mouth, which is just a straight line, and connecting the outside of his mouth. We're going to start with his teeth, and his teeth are kind of jaggedy and crooked. You can kind of freestyle with his teeth. They're just these crooked rectangles. And we're going to line the side of his face, do a V in the middle, and two lines coming out from that V connecting to the edge of his chin and closing off that triangle. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And we're going to do some squarish type shape with some lines. This is going to be the top of his tie, and a diamond at the bottom to finish off his tie. Next, we're gonna do his hand or his arm. Two lines facing upwards, kind of diagonal. A little rounded square for his thumb, and another rounded rectangle for his other fingers. We're just gonna put some lines. Those are gonna be his fingers. We're gonna start with the details of his shirt here and another hand. So just like the other one, but flipped and behind his face. I'm gonna start with his body, and these lines are just going to come in, and I'm going back to finish his face, just closing that off. His belt line and his pants. And his little feet. Now that that's done, we are going to do some details. So his pant hem, his belt, and we're gonna start on his fiery hair. And this is just gonna be two lines at the top with some jaggedy edges. Now that your drawing is done, we're gonna go in and color, and I'm just taking this red, coloring all over his face and then eventually his hands. And I'm going to be taking a couple colors, so I'm going to mix in some orange, you will see pretty soon. So you can have fun with it, mix some colors to create some light and tone. And yeah, just pretty much get that face filled in. Now for the edges of the hair, I'm going to go in with a red, an orange, and then a yellow. This is going to create a glowing effect to his hair. Coming in with some darker red, and I'm just going to use this to add some depth to his eyes. Now we're going to take a marker to give the coloring some contrast, and we're going to take that and line all the edges of the drawing. And I forgot my tongue, so I added my tongue. So your drawing is going to look like this. Feel free to pause. And again, just like with the joy drawing, I'm going to outline all lines with a Sharpie. Alright, and finishing up these details with our Sharpie, and we're all done. Here is your anger drawing. Let's get started.